Hey guys, it's Scott here and welcome to today's stream. Hopefully you do enjoy it. If you do, hit that thumbs up button down below. We are going to aim for 200 likes today. If you could hit that, that would be incredible. Hopefully you've had an awesome week and hopefully this makes it just that a little bit better. If you do enjoy this kind of stream and you're new to the channel where we pretty much just relax, talk or play some FIFA, do whatever and talk to you guys in the chat, then you can subscribe because this is what I do every single day. Daily FIFA 18 streams are very close. This technically can count as one. Maybe. I'll count it as one. Maybe you won't. But again, hopefully you do enjoy it. And there is also the sponsor button that is available on the channel that I have to point out just in case anybody cares about that. But again, hopefully you've had a good day. Let me know what you've been up to so far. And today's going to be something a little bit different. So this is going to be about FIFA 18 and it's going to be pretty much a starter team that I may be going for in Ultimate Team for FIFA 18. Also trying to help you guys out with some of the players that you can potentially use at the start of the game and things like this, right? So pretty much just, again, a starter squad, how you could potentially go about beginning your Ultimate Team journey to try and get some massive team. We're going to be looking at some of the different players that are going to be available in the Premier League today. Maybe tomorrow I'll move over to a different league and do something different. I haven't fully decided it. But thank you very much anyone that's hit the thumbs up instantly. Already nearly at 50 likes already is crazy. So thank you very much for that. And we can get into this today. So we'll be looking at ratings of players as well and seeing how things are going to go. How's my day been? Good, thank you. Hopefully you've had a good day yourself. Welcome to all the people that are saying hello as well. Series goal this year. I'll probably upload a video or something explaining that, as well as explaining it in the first episode of the series when it begins, okay? Are you going to do marquee matchups? The game is dead. No. Nobody cares about that anymore. Waiting for incoming people who comment that. Yeah, probably going to happen. This is the first FIFA you'll actually enjoy playing long matches with it. I mean, it'll be interesting. Lucas Perez up front. Surprisingly not, as he's not in the Premier League. But there you go. So, to start things off, should we get into this? And basically, along the way, we're going to be asking for your opinions on the players, as well as who you potentially think could go into each of the slots and things like that, etc, etc. Do you know what your goal is? Is it big? It will be big, obviously. It is every single year. Huddersfield Leicester predictions. I don't know. Put Jesus in starter team. No, I don't think. I don't think you understand what a starter team kind of needs. You can't have someone that has those kind of stats. It's not going to happen. Right, let's get into it, shall we? Josh, by using common sense. That's how. Should we go through this then? So goalkeepers in the Prem. Now, there's a lot of players in each of these positions that you know what? Let's go to a 4-2-3-1 wide because I struggle to defend on the demo. So I will not be surprised if I struggle to defend when the actual game comes out when I'm playing against people online. I'm probably going to be really struggling. So we'll go with a slightly more defensive formation, but not that bad. And I think that this time we're going to use wider players rather than 4-2-3-1 narrow because crossing is actually useful again this year, whereas last year it's a complete waste of time. Wide players, they may as well not have been on the pitch because of the way that things worked, okay? So, let's go with this, shall we? Am I watching the football later? Yes, hence why the stream doesn't start later than it is doing right now. I feel this is going to be the hardest FIFA to adapt to. I potentially agree right now as well. So let's go with the Premier League. Okay. Quality of the camera is not that good today. It should be exactly the same as it always is. No settings have ever changed. If something is different, it's nothing to do with me. And I wouldn't know what to do to affect that at all, unfortunately. But yeah, if something is different, then I don't know. We're now on 60 thumbs up already. Not bad. Thank you very much for the support so far. So let's put it to, where are we going? Position, goalkeeper. You should be able to see all of this, right? Yeah, okay. So, obviously, in the end game, people like David De Gea, Courtois, Lloris are going to be solid. But at the start of the year, you're not going to be able to afford David De Gea when he's one of the best goalkeepers in the game, second highest rated. He's probably going to be pretty goddamn expensive. So we're not able to go with someone like David. Now, I wish there was a way on this, like you could remove certain players and then just have the list of everybody else. So you've got to already look down past this. Now, the thing is, with players that aren't insanely high rated, like, I don't know, maybe 83 or below in the Premier League at the start of the year, the amount of packs that are going to be opened is absolutely crazy, right? So a lot of people don't really think about this. There will be thousands and thousands and thousands of packs that are going to be opened, and a lot of people will be getting duplicates of these lower rated players in these starter teams, and so they'll be up on the market and they won't cost a massive amount of coins. Or a lot of people will think, you know what, I've got a Premier League player there, I'm not building a Premier League team at the start, I know they're going to have value, let me put them on the market. So it's not as if they're going to be rare, is what I'm trying to say. So in every position, so many Premier League players are not going to be... It's like a double-edged sword, because Premier League is overpriced because of how popular it is. But at the same time, there's more rare gold players in the Premier League than any other league in the game, and so there's more players packed. So it's up and down to sort of discuss prices and things like that. But hopefully you understand what I mean when I say these things, okay? Have you changed face cam? Oh, we tilted it down a little bit, yeah. Unless you pack him in your returning packs, it's not going to happen. Not going to happen. Just dropped in to leave a like. You got to go now. Thank you very much, anyone that's hit the thumbs up so far. Again, we're getting towards the 100 like mark already. I appreciate the support. And thank you to anyone that may be joining the channel, maybe subscribing today. I hope that you enjoy what we do here every day. If you're hyped for FIFA 18 daily streams, this is the place to be. So, goalkeeper. As I say, pretty much wipe out the first four, at least. De Gea, Courtois, Lloris and Cech. Not going to happen. They're going to be expensive. Like, even at the end of the game, because of SBCs, the thing is, this year, I would say 84s at the start of the year, even if they completely suck, are going to be so overpriced because people know that we need those kind of things ready for SBCs. So you're going to see a bit of a difference in the market this year compared to any other FIFA, because we've never started the year thinking we're going to need these kind of players later on in the game. So I think at the start, a lot of people are probably even going to try and stock up on players. So it will have an effect. We just don't know how much of an effect it's going to have. So if we start off with goalkeepers, again, I'm only going to go with a standard gold team today, because that is what your starter team really is, isn't it? You get your returning packs. You may get one or two bronze, gold and silver players, and then the rest is bronze. But your first aim is to get a full gold team, isn't it, really, of whatever league you're choosing, or a hybrid, or whatever. And so I'm not going to talk about silvers because of that fact, and also because so many people are going to be opening gold packs. That's where the majority of players are going to come from. Silver players at the start are going to be overpriced because they're not going to be packed as much. So while some of them, maybe not goalkeepers in particular, but in different positions, some of them are actually okay, they're going to be overpriced. So in terms of goalkeeper, to start out with, the thing is, goalkeepers are never insanely priced, right? So I feel like this is a bit different to basically any other position on the pitch in your starter squad, where you can go a little bit higher in your rating and push towards the top guys, because as long as you're not going with one of the elite level goalkeepers, I honestly don't think they're going to cost that much. Is my, again, honest opinion. Maybe people would disagree, but this is why we can have a bit of a discussion here. So, oops, brilliant. So my pick for I guess a budget team would be Asmir Begovic. And the reason why is because he was solid on 17. He's huge, which when you're using not great goalkeepers, height can make all the difference, right? This, personally, for me, is why he is 10 times better than Butland in FIFA 17. I don't rate Butland, and he's not as tall as Begovic, so he doesn't make as many saves for me. So, unfortunately for some of these guys, we're not going to have, like, obviously it's a goalkeeper, so it's different. But some of them we're going to have full in-game stats and work rates and all of that stuff. On some of them we're not. So, when we do, I'll show you those, but on a lot of them we will not have it. So, you've obviously got other choices as well. The thing is, like, I would even push to go for someone like Schmeichel or Edison, but I know Schmeichel's not that tall. I'm not entirely sure about Edison. Some people have been saying Joe Hart is their potential starter player this year in goal. Because, again, goalkeepers aren't super expensive. He's okay. He's got 80 plus stats in diving, reflexes and positioning. It's just his handling, which is a little bit poor. Now, Begovic is pretty much the same. He's got pretty much 80 in those 4 key stats. And he's huge. He's like 6'6" or 6'7". So that's why he would be my pick. Now, if he is a little bit too expensive, then you go down the pecking order a bit, and maybe you go to the second page. Now, again, if you're purely going for like height, Fraser Forster could be decent. Pantilimon, maybe he's got quite a few worse stats than Forster, but if you are obsessed with height, Pantilimon's the go-to guy. Excuse me. Now, what would you guys pick as your starter goalkeeper? Now, the thing is, this is going to be a recurring theme during this Premier League starter team today. The issue is, now, I assume a hell of a lot of people that are watching this is that we'll do the same thing. And that is that a lot of people will start off, when they get their returning packs and their starter pack, they'll build an English team. Because it's very, very easy to get English bronze players and then build up from there. So, when it comes to cheap starter players, you may look at someone like a Forster or a Pickford and think, you know what, they're okay. And so I may go with them. The only thing is, a lot of people are going to go down the route of starting with a bronze English team. And then maybe they'll upgrade to like some silvers. And then when they get to gold, they may not care what league it's from. It could be from the Championship. It could be from the Premier League. But they're English, they're going to fit into that team. Whereas if you pick someone, for example, like Ryan, from a different country that doesn't really link up that well, from a team that also doesn't link up as much as others, he is going to be... He's not going to be as expensive because he's not going to be as sought after because of his nation and club. Whereas someone that is English, again, someone isn't necessarily going to be going straight to a Premier League team, but they may just go for an English team. And then the next logical step is to get, an English Premier League player. And then, once you've got a full English Premier League team, branch out, get rid of the nations, scrap them for just Premier League players. So, someone like Pickford may be expensive because of that reason and that reason alone, because he's English. If he was like Australian or Argentinian or anything like that, he'd probably be cheaper. He would probably be a bit cheaper. So, again, it's a little bit of a difficult one, and that's another reason why I've gone with Begovic there rather than Joe Hart. Because, again, one, he's taller. I think he's a better... Well, he was a better goalkeeper in 17. And he's got that nation that isn't really going to be linked anywhere near as much as English. So that should bring his price a bit down. Now, I don't know if people agree with me in that kind of logic, but it seems reasonable to me, and that is why I would go with Begovic there. But again, because of the ratings for goalkeepers in the Prem, it's not difficult to choose a starting goalkeeper. we've got a plethora of goalkeepers that are decent and not high rated, so they're going to get packed a hell of a lot at the start of the year. So pretty much go for it and go with whatever you want right there. Let me quickly scroll up in the chat and see if I missed anything. But again, welcome to anyone that's just tuning in. Hopefully you've had a good day, and hopefully you do enjoy today's stream. If you do and want to help us get towards 100 likes, that would be appreciated. Thank you very, very much. And if you're new to the channel and want to see daily FIFA 18 streams, then you can subscribe as well, and that would be incredible. See what people are saying though. Based off the demo, cams and wingers very important. Who do you think will be the OP goalkeeper this year? That's impossible to say. Impossible to say. Butland lower than Hart is a joke. Yep, but at least Hart got a downgrade, didn't he? He got a downgrade. Pantilo's in Spain. Well, never mind. You can't choose him then. Cannot choose him. But the suggestions from the chat for who they're going to pick for theirs: Edison, Mignolet is going to be Butland. Forster, Hennessy should be gold. Begovic, whoops. Also got to think of how often they'll be packed. Exactly. Do you think 100k is... What? Okay, I don't know what's going on there. Switch your EPL start team. What you want to get at the start. I'll look at that in a little bit then. Who would be the equivalent La Liga or Calcio A keepers? See, this is the thing. I'm planning potentially to tomorrow do Liga Santander, maybe Calcio A, Bundesliga, and Liga 1. I may go through 5 of those. Because, as I said before, whilst the Premier League has more rare gold players than any other league, they're overpriced. And they're always overpriced. So for a starter team, it may be better to go with a different league. But as this is the most popular, I thought I'd give my first thoughts on this league rather than the others. And then we'll probably branch out to them in the next few days before the game is released. Again, if you missed the news, then the web app has been delayed from the 20th to the 21st, which is also when early access comes out. So there most likely will not be a web app stream from me. It will be straight into early access. Is this on FootWiz? Yes. Michael, he's just a legend. That's the story. That is the story. BBVA first, opening packs for a strong BPL team. Right, let's go to right back, shall we? Get rid of this. Boom. Right back. Or even right wing back. There's Victor Moses, if you really wanted to put him in there. I just thought I'd let you know that he's down as right wing back, just in case you didn't realise, okay? And we don't want to miss him out. So, in terms of right back, there's still a decent amount of, excuse me, gold ones. You've even got like Ashley Young down as a right back with awful stats. It's not good. So, this is the kind of thing that I mean. So, Timothy Fosu-Mensah right here, 84 pace, over 70 in defending and physical. That's solid for a starter right back. But because of the fact that people are going to be opening gold packs rather than silver, he's probably going to be more expensive than a lot of the gold right backs. So, that's that. Later on in the year, if you built a silver team, you'd probably be actually pretty goddamn good. Or someone like Yedlin with 93 pace would be massively overpriced. So, excuse me, to start off, now, for me, I still don't know exactly what is going to be the main thing in defence, because I'm still really bad at defending on the demo. I still don't know whether pace, physicality are going to be more important than each other this year. For example, last year, I felt like you needed a bit of pace, but you definitely needed that physicality, which is why I thought people like Bellerin were really, really bad on 17. Excuse me. And why someone like Aurier is probably going to be one of the most expensive right backs in the league, as well as Valencia and Walker, obviously. Now, again, in the past, or definitely last year, because of how physicality works, the defending stat was rendered completely useless. Right? Because all you needed to do was tap LT and you'd barge them off the ball, and then you wouldn't actually need to tackle them. So, again, this is the thing for me this year. I don't know whether that defending stat is going to be useful or whether you can ignore it. If it is useful, then certain players will be better than others. If it isn't, vice versa. Right, you get the idea. So until the game comes out, and there's a couple of positions that are like this in this team, and obviously, where we still don't know exactly what stats are going to be ideal and which ones are going to be sought after. So to start things off, I thought that I would just put in someone that is decent in pretty much all areas. And that's going to be Zappacosta right here. Because as a fullback, you want a bit of pace, right? You don't want to be super slow, especially if you are someone that likes your fullbacks getting forward. Some people may even use like 5 or 3 at the back, and so they'll use wing backs instead. And so you'll definitely want some pace right there. Now, again, Zappacosta here, he's got over 80 pace. Now, that may actually push his price way higher than it should be. And if that is the case, then I can easily go for somebody else. Because he's got good pace, he's got good defending, and he's got good physical. Now, again, if people are over-reliant on pace, and him having the 8 at the start of his pace stat makes him stupidly overpriced, then drop down to somebody else. Danilo right here has got nearly 80 pace, he's got over 75 defending, and nearly 80 physical as well. This is an incredibly well-rounded card in Danilo. And so, if you're not as hyped about pace, even like half decent, not insane pace like a Kyle Walker or a Bellerin or someone like that, but decent above 80 pace, then Danilo is a great shout, right? Like, you can easily go for someone like that. Was there a... Oh no, I don't know where he went. Oh no, that might be a centre-back. But again, right now, I think I would put in Zappacosta. But when the game comes out, maybe he wouldn't actually be in my starting 11 because he's going to be overpriced purely because of his pace. If that is the case, then there are multiple people right here that you can go down to. And this is the point, you've got to have backup plans, right? So Danilo is very, very well-rounded. That's a good card. Same with Kieran Trippier. Now, the only issue is that they've got decent nations and decent clubs. So maybe you'd go for like a Seamus Coleman, right? 80 defending, nearly 80 physical, over 70 pace is still not bad. Even Manquillo, over 70 in the 3 key stats for a starter team is decent. And again, if you're having attacking fullbacks, someone like Trippier's got good crossing, and crossing actually means something this year. That could be very, very good. So, even Lowton right here. So, again, it may be a case of, in the past, dribbling, shooting, passing on a fullback pretty much meant nothing. But now, because of crossing and things like that, someone like Trippier's 77 passing could actually factor in. And again, even on someone like Valencia, his crossing stat may be better than Kyle Walker's or something like that, and so you'd use him over. Is Yedlin a silver? Yes, he is. So, for now, I'm going to put in Zappacosta, but again, when the full game comes out, I will not be surprised if he is a little bit overpriced and I have to scale it down. And I've told you, there's many options right here that you can easily scale down to. So, this is the point of this squad. I'm not just giving you a starting 11 and saying this is why I've picked them. I'm trying to give reasonable arguments as to why I've put that particular person in, and then other players that you can easily choose as well. I'm not saying that you should definitely go for this guy or definitely go for that one. I still believe that it's too early to say exactly what stats are important in each position, and it will take a little while before we get to understanding that. Can you see Yedlin's stats? Sure. 93, 66, 76 are the main stats on Yedlin right there. So let's put in Zappacosta. Bellerin's physical ruins him. Yep. Majority would choose Zappacosta or Danilo. See, again, this is potentially going to be the thing. Janmaat isn't too bad either. Exactly. There's plenty of players you can put in there. Plenty. Danilo or Zappacosta you would choose, they'll definitely be overpriced. If only Fosu was a gold. Yep. So there you go. And also, a thing this year, that may be important is, maybe not on fullbacks, but in centre-backs, is height, right? And some of these traits, again, with crossing and early crosser and stuff like that. So, last year, in centre-backs, I used people like Thiago Silva, Marquinhos. Team of the season, Thiago Silva was the best centre-back in the game for me. And I believe that's partially because I really don't think height meant anything at all in terms of a centre-back. Because you could lose a header to Ibra, or you could lose a header to Dybala. It didn't matter how tall your centre-back was. I used to use Chris Smalling, he was like, what, 6'4", 6... I don't want to be wrong on that. Let me actually... let me make sure that I'm not being an idiot here. I want to say that Chris Smalling is actually still pretty goddamn tall, right? He is 6'4", right? And I lost headers with Chris Smalling to, again, people like Dybala, people like Messi. So, maybe because of the way that crosses have changed this year, height in centre-backs is actually going to be a bit more important. So, we've also got to think about that this year. So, let's go with centre-backs. Again, at the start of the year, you're not going to have David Luiz. You're not going to have, like, Eric Bailly. Bailly may be one of the best centre-backs in the game. Like, you know how Chris Smalling, even at the end of FIFA 17, was still one of the best? He would compare with basically any centre-back there was. Bailly could be that guy this year. Nearly 80 pace and 84 on defending and physical. So, these kind of cards are going to be ridiculously overpriced. Van Dijk's going to be super expensive as well. Now, again, the thing is with someone like Azpilicueta, he's got good stats. But he isn't that tall. So if height does actually matter on a centre-back this year, he's not even 6 foot. That's a bit of an issue. It is a bit of an issue. So for the first time in a little while, we may actually have to not go for a player based on their height, which should actually happen every single year, but because of the broken game mechanics, it normally doesn't. So, again, I would say down to about maybe Van Dijk, and then maybe if you chuck in Rudiger, you probably won't be able to get any of these top 2 rows and Rudiger early on because they're going to be expensive. Unless you want to spend a good amount of coins on these guys. So, again, we're going to be going to the second page. What I like is Rojo's card right here. Is it possible to see what his 17 card is? Just by going on here. Generations. How did he go up by 4? How often did he even play? Because, like, it's not a bad card, that Rojo guy. Card, even. How did he go up by 4? Okay, never mind. Never mind. So let's go to page 2, shall we? And let's quickly catch up if there's anything in here. Smalling's rating is 81 this year. Aspi in back 3 will be fine. Again, maybe. Maybe. Lindelof has height decent. Yep, he's one of the ones that we're looking at in just a second. When does Early Access come out? And Web App both come out on the 21st. A few people just tuning into today's stream. Again, if you do enjoy it, and you want to help us out and support today's stream, then you can hit the thumbs up, aiming for 100 likes as our first target, then 200 as our main one. Excuse me. If you could help us towards that, that would be amazing. And if you are new to the channel and want to see daily FIFA 18 streams, you can subscribe. It's up to you. If you've got any questions, put them in the chat. The entire point of these streams is chilling out and interacting with you guys whilst we either play or discuss, talk about FIFA, right? That is what we are doing today. Played quite a bit, just got injured near end of season. Was it near the end? It felt like a lot earlier than the end. I don't know. But yeah, again, our first aim this today is 100 thumbs up. So we are only like, we're less than 10 away. We've got like 20 or 30 people that have just joined the stream. If you want to support us, that would be ideal. So, let's get into it. Now, there's a couple of players here, or at least... Is it just Mangala? I believe Mangala's gone... Did he end up going? Or was that somebody else? Did Mangala stay at Man City or did he go to Spain? I can't remember. Because if he's in Spain, then I'm not even going to think about talking about him right here. But if he has stayed, then this is not a bad card. At all. Not bad. Liam, yeah, it's fine. It's fun. And there is 100 likes. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it. Halfway there to the main goal. We're getting there. You could go with someone like Mertesacker with 27 pace. Mangala stayed. He was on bench v Liverpool. Okay, well there's another option then. So Mangala is potential. Now, the issue with centre-backs for me this year, and with every single year in FIFA, is as soon as you get that 7 on your pace, people massively overprice you. You could compare like 70 pace to 69. You know that you will not feel the difference between 70 and 69, but that one stat on the card massively bumps up their price because people like the look of that and they think that it makes a big difference when in reality it really doesn't. So I will not be surprised if Mangala is quite expensive because it is a solid card to start off the year. And again, you've got other people that are exactly the same. Like Smalling, his card still looks okay. But just because he's over 72 pace and because of how good he was this year, he's going to be so expensive despite a decent downgrade on him. Michael Keane actually has a decent card, but yet again, over 70 pace is probably going to make him expensive. You've also got to think about, again, the nationality. So at the start of the year, every single time, English players are more expensive than other nations because that is the most common team that people build at the start of a FIFA. So whilst you may look at the stats of, I don't know, is there someone very... Let's just say Michael Keane and Mangala. Let's say they had identical stats. Michael Keane would cost more because he's English. Simple as that. So that's just how it works. How's Blind got 68 pace? He doesn't. He has 60. He has 60. So in terms of who I would potentially go with here to try and keep the cost down. Again, this is the main focus. Is trying to build a cheap but decent starter squad. Now, obviously, when the game comes out, we'll realise like how overpriced are certain players. Maybe Smalling won't be super expensive, and so you would chuck him in your team. But as it stands, you're going to assume that he will have a decent cost to his card. Oscar, thank you for subbing, by the way. I appreciate the support. 107 thumbs up now, on our way to 200. Thank you very, very much, every single one of you. Butters, no you cannot. Now we've also got even another page of centre-backs, and then a little bit more. So right at the end here, you've got Cavaselli. Now if this 70 plus pace does make people overpriced, then this is no longer an option. But the lowest centre-back here that's gold has 70 plus in the 3 key stats, which is really, really good. For a 75 rated, that would be solid. Now, he's 6'2" as well, which is not bad for a centre-back. So, for a 75 rated, he's going to be packed a hell of a lot. At the very start of the year, he's going to be in so many packs. Now, I don't know whether we can actually see who is a rare card and who isn't. For example, if he's a non-rare, then maybe he'll be packed more, maybe he'll be packed less. It's difficult to say. But one thing that is for sure, a 75 rated is going to be in a hell of a lot of packs. So it's not a bad start for the first one right there. And then you move up here, you've got a few people that have got shocking pace that are just not usable at all. But then we see Nathan Ake as well, who has also got similar kind of stats. Now, the only thing is with him, a couple of people have mentioned him, I thought I'd show, he's not 6 foot either, as well as Aspi. So that's the downside to Ake, is his height, which, again, this year may be important because of the fact that crossing is now a bit better than it was in FIFA 17. You may need a bit of height. Now, another example of what I was talking about earlier, where silver cards could actually be decent, is someone like Riedewald here, or Twanzebe. I don't know how you pronounce his name. Those are both really, really solid centre-back cards. to start off a year. But because so many people are going to be opening gold packs instead of silver, they're probably going to be very, very expensive, unfortunately. EA have done Kabul dirty. I mean, remember when he actually was like a quick centre-back and he was good? Not really the case anymore. When can you play the web app? 21st. Cavaselli, yes, last year was decent. Yeah, he was. So we move on to the next page and look at our centre-backs. Other than Ben Lawan, we've got 44 pace, 37 and 30. Yeah, it's not good, is it? It's not good. What's your Instagram? I don't use it. Okay. So my first choice for centre-back right here is on this page. Any guess who my first centre-back choice is for my starter team? Again, assuming that 70 plus pace is going to be massively overpriced. Maybe it isn't, but assuming that it is. A lot of people are looking at Mbemba right here, and his card is incredible. But again, basically everybody is seeing the same card and thinking that it's really, really good. So he's probably going to be quite expensive. Now the good thing about him is that he's from not really a sought-after club or nation, so that may bring his price down a little bit. YouTubers hyping up any player between 75 83 rated with over 70 pace. Exactly, this is the thing. That's why I think that 70 plus pace is going to be the cut-off point for when someone's expensive and when they're not. So a hell of a lot of people saying Mbemba, but a lot of people making the correct choice in Jorgensen, right? Now, he's 6'3". He's got pretty much 70 pace. But again, even though it's only 1 point difference, people will pay a hell of a lot more when they see that 7 on the card on the market. He's got decent defending and he's got 80 plus physical, right? Like, can we actually see his normal card? Is that possible? Yes. From last year. He had 83 strength, and this was with 81 physical. He's now got 82 physical. If it's anything like 80 plus strength, then this is a solid card to start off with. And again, 75 rated, he's going to be packed a hell of a lot, less than 70 pace, but pretty much there. People may overlook him. Now, we're also not even mentioning the fact that you could chuck like a shadow card on him. Now, they're probably going to be very expensive. But you've also got to keep that in your head. I'm not really talking about chem stars because I'm just going to focus on base stats. Because obviously you could upgrade basically anybody to a good card if you took a decent chemistry style on them. But Jorgensen is the first guy that I'm going to put in there. Excuse me. And then after that, again, you've got a few other decent players that are similar in that regard. So if you're not going over 70 pace, then you can't go with like the Mbemba. And on this page, you don't go with like Keane, Smalling. Even Lindelof is very, very close. Now, there's a couple of players. There's a couple of players in here that could potentially go in. Funes Mori is okay right there. But then you've got... there's pretty much like 3, I would say, on here that are less than 70 pace that are still okay. So you've got Zuma right here, 6'3", nearly 80 defending, 80 plus physical, and pretty much 70 pace. You've also got where was I going? I'm blind right now. You've got Ogbonna here, who is also 6'3", and he's got basically the same, over 80 in one of either defending or physical, and then pretty much 80 in that, and pretty much 70 in pace. And then you've also got Winston Reid, who is pretty much the same, 6'3", yet again, 80 in defending and physical, and just under 70 in pace. These guys are all lower than 80. Actually, wait, is Ogbonna 80? Okay, they're 80 or rated or below, so they're going to get packed a lot. They've got decent stats for a starter team. I think you could pretty much use any of those, and you're going to be okay. I really don't think it's going to be that much difference between a lot of these cards, and it's the same as the right back situation. If one of them ends up being super overpriced for whatever reason, you can easily switch to another one, and they'll probably play very, very similar. Let's quickly catch up with the chat before we move on, shall we? And then we will continue. We're now on 115 likes to all the people that are just tuning in. Help us out. We're aiming for 200 today on this first, I guess, squad builder ready for FIFA 18 to release very, very soon. 1 week away. Less than 1 week away now. 6 days. We are so close. So close. Only 73 defending. Now, again. Oops. This is the thing. We don't know, as of right now, how important the defending stat is. In 17, it was pointless. It didn't mean anything because of how much pace and physicality overruled everything else. This year, defending stat may mean a lot more, and so you wouldn't use Jorgensen, you'd use someone like an Ogbonna or whatever that's got that 82 defending or whatever. So that's why I'm saying, and I'm giving a word of caution with every single one of these picks, that it's still not fully clear exactly what stats are going to be the most vital in each position. Do you think acceleration is more important than pace? Initial burst is what you need for defenders. Potentially. Potentially. Oh, excuse me. Oops, where did I get to? You might try to pack the majority of your starter team to avoid paying 10k for an 80 rated card. Fair enough. Oscar and other people that are just tuning in, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you've had a good day. And again, thank you very much anyone that's supported us by hitting the thumbs up so far. I appreciate every single one of you. Zuma and Ogbonna will be more expensive than Mbemba. I don't know. I don't know about that. Can you link Reed and Ryan at goalkeeper, or is he Aussie? Australian. Winston Reed, right? I'm pretty sure. It doesn't even say. Oh, no, New Zealand, and then, no, Australian. Isn't Ryan Australian? But Reed is New Zealand. Matthew Ryan. Yes. So no, you can't get a strong link with those two. Unfortunately. If Reed lived a little bit further towards us, then it would have been good. But never mind. Never mind. Are you going to be using that formation? Potentially. Callum, the whole point is just to have a discussion with people and have a good time whilst we go through it, man. No point in rushing through everything. That'd be pointless. Why are you using that formation? Because I suck at defending so far, so I want a bit of protection in front of my defence. Simple as that. Right, so let's go with left back. Let's go with left back. Now, again, in the Prem, we really don't have that many great left backs, do we? In terms of rating, we're not good. But Kolasinac is going to be insane, right? Nearly 90 physical with pretty much 80 pace. Chuck a shadow card on him, and we're going to have near enough, roughly, 90 pace defending and physical on an 80 rated card. You're going to see him a hell of a lot when people can actually afford him. Now, obviously, you're not going to be able to right at the start because he's going to be massively overpriced. And also another reason is because there's not an insane amount of defenders that are that much better than him. Right? Like, if there were like 5 85 rated left backs or something, then yeah, maybe he wouldn't be super, super expensive. Excuse me. But even in terms of pace, like, the people that are decent with pace, you've got like Danny Rose, Luke Shaw, Mendy. I mean, that's sort of about your limit. As soon as you get higher than like 82-ish pace, Moreno, then you drop down on defending and physical from these kind of players. So the question is, yet again, what do we need to focus on in a fullback? Do we need the pace, or do we need the defending and the physicality that some of these players have? Like, right now, it's very, very difficult to say. Which is why I'm going to go with someone that's just, I guess, sort of well-rounded, in this kind of position to start off with, rather than picking, oh yeah, we definitely need that stat, so I'm going to go with that. I might be wrong. So you could go, a lot of people have been saying Baba as their left back in their starter squad. Now, the only issue with that is that, again, if everybody is saying this person, that means the demand for him is going to be high. I don't think a lot of people understand, if everybody has the same idea, then that idea is then pretty much irrelevant. Because it kind of... The whole point of your starter squad is to get someone that's like a little bit of a gem. They're decent, they're not that expensive. So if everyone has the same idea, that logic's completely out of the window. So, you could go with him. You could go with someone like Holobas, who actually has a very, very good card here. 80 pace and physical, and nearly 80 defending. Right? Excuse me, is good. A lot of other people are saying Mendy as well, who's got similar stats to Holobas here. You just take away the physical, pretty much flip it with the pace. So, I think people are more inclined to go towards Mendy than Holobas. Now, I don't know whether he's going to be that expensive. If he is, then I think I will go with Neon. Because he's got the physicality, he's got good enough pace and defending. I think he would be decent. Ideally, though, I think Holobas will be the guy. Now, you've obviously got another page with a few other players. Like, Olsen is also not a bad shout. He's got decent physical and defending, and he's got 80 plus pace. But again, it's like with centre-backs. Once you hit 70 pace, their price shoots up. With fullbacks, is 80 pace where that happens? If so, then Olsen may be a bit overpriced. And so that's why, to be safe, I'm going to go with Neom. But in reality, I'm hoping I could get someone like Holobas on the cheap. Because his card looks solid. And again, going forward, he's got decent passing and dribbling as well, which can help with how the game now works. So, to keep it super, super safe, we'll go with that. Okay? Everyone probably sees the 80 pace, thinks they're better than someone with 79. Exactly. Fuchs. No, Fuchs is not good. We got another clump of people that have just tuned into the stream today. How are you all doing? Welcome to the channel. Hopefully you've had a good day. Hopefully you enjoyed today's stream. If you do, help us out and hit the thumbs up. We are aiming for 200 likes today. We are on our way towards that. Okay? Next. Let's go. Let's go to left mid, shall we? Oh, also, I forgot to show left wing back. You've got Marcus Alonso as well. Now, I think that he's going to be overpriced, so I didn't even bother talking about him. I just think that because a lot of people used him last year and they thought that he was really good, and because of his more attacking qualities as well, I think he's going to be overpriced. What's Neom's weak foot? Is he's right-footed? A lot of these players we don't have the stats for, so we don't know. We do not know, unfortunately. So let's go to left mid. Now, you could put a left wing in left mid, and so we'll put those in as well. I don't think there's any left forwards, but we'll chuck them in just in case. Do you get FIFA on the 21st if you pre-order? No, 26th. You subbed weeks ago, really like you, keep going. Thank you very, very much, man. I appreciate the support. I mean, we're on 125 likes-ish now, so we're getting there. Even when the game isn't out, the support is still solid. We've got 75 likes to go before we hit the big 200 today. It's going to happen. I have faith in the people. So left mid. Now, obviously, yet again, wipe out the first 5, maybe even the first 6. You're not going to be able to get them, okay? To start off. They're going to be too overpriced. So just don't even bother thinking about them. You'd wish to have someone like Mane early on. I think Mane is going to be that guy. You know how, pretty much, let's say there's 3 stages to your team on FIFA. You've got your starter squad, your finished squad, and your in-between, we're in the process of getting the best players. I think Mane is going to be that middle process. So let's say you started off with Izquierdo, then you go to Mane, then you go to Hazard, for example. I think he's going to be that kind of player. But I also wouldn't be too surprised if he's one of the first upgrades people make from their starter squad to someone a little bit better. But that's why I'm not going to put someone like that in at the start. They're going to be too expensive. Like, that card is solid. Same with Martial. It's not a bad card. Even Sane. I would argue that all three of their cards are better than Coutinho, who, as a winger, is pretty average. He should be more affordable than Mane this year. The only thing is that he's got the 4-star weak foot. People like Mane have 3-star, but there you go. Should definitely go with Albrighton. I mean, again, Albrighton's not that bad. So, you definitely don't want to go with this guy. Just ignore him at all costs. He's the worst passer on FIFA ever known. So your first one, you've got Robbie Brady. Meh. But I just thought I'd show him because people will say, what's on the second page? There you go. Silvers and Brady. So these are pretty much your choices for left mid and left wing. So in this formation, I'd preferably get someone that's got a bit of physicality to them because it's a left mid. If it was a left winger, then you pretty much just want that pace, the ability to like drive into the box, get a shot off, or maybe put in a cross. Left mid, you want to have them so they can track back a little bit and get involved defensively. Excuse me. Which is why, for me, I would completely wipe out someone like Hesse, because his physicality is not good enough. His defending down at like 24. Yeah. It doesn't really work for me. So I'm personally, for my team, looking for someone a little bit more well-rounded. Okay? Now, I don't really know where my cutoff point is. I could say that like 60 physical is enough. And so I could put in someone like Unkudu, who's got 90 plus pace, 60 physical, not bad. Or we go with someone a little bit more of a tank, Choupo-Moting, 80 plus dribbling. He's got decent pace, over 70 physical. Again, not that bad as a well-rounded card. You would obviously, like the obvious well-rounded player is Arnautovic, but that may mean that his price is high. I wouldn't be massively surprised if that is the case. Obviously, he would be, if I'm aiming for a well-rounded player, it would be him. But he's going to be too expensive for me. So, in my opinion. So, again, if all you are going for is pace, then I feel like the most popular guy you're going to come up against at the start of the year is going to be Izquierdo, right? Because he's over 90 pace, he's got over 80 dribbling as well, he's still got 60 plus physical. When you compare him to like Redmond, that's a 10 upgrade on him, with better shooting and passing a little bit below. He is going to be the most common guy. I would be very, very surprised if he's not. He's basically the Martial for people that can't afford him. Or the Mane for people that can't afford him. So, and people like Son have got decent stats. They're going to be overpriced because of how good they were last year. So, it's looking like someone like him, Choupo-Moting. But again, I've said this many times already, and I'm going to keep saying it. I still don't feel like I know exactly what stats are the most important in each position. So that's why I'm being a little bit more cautious, and I'm going for players that are a little bit more well-rounded than focusing on, oh, let's get a 90 pace wide man. I'd rather have a bit of physicality, a bit of pace, a bit of an ability to pass the ball and defend a little bit as well. So again, even Albrighton is a shout here, like nearly 80 pace, 70 plus physical, decent dribbling. He's got a hell of a good cross on him as well. And if crossing is going to be good this year, cut in, whipping in, swinging, crossing, bang. So as much as it's weird to say, Mark Albrighton is actually a possibility for an okay starting team. Whether that will actually be the case when the game actually releases, maybe it'll actually be completely useless and terrible. We'll have to wait and see. But for now, these are the kind of players that I'm thinking of. These three, pretty much. Just well-rounded. Again, I feel Arnautovic is going to be a little bit too expensive, so I'm not going to go with him right now. So either of these two, really. The only thing is, again, Albrighton is English, so his price is going to be higher than that of someone like Choupo-Moting, so we're going to go with him. Now, if we very quickly... he's also 6'3", I'd like to point out. So, he's tall, he's quite... You know what, let's actually check his FIFA 17 card. This. He had nearly 80 strength. He's got decent pace right there, which hasn't really taken a downgrade at all. His dribbling's still decent. His crossing was okay. Like, it's not a bad card. And he was 4-star, 4-star. If he's anything like that this year, then again, even better. So, I feel like because he doesn't have 80 plus in either physical or pace, people are going to overlook this kind of card. And they're not going to use it. So, he could actually be pretty decent, in my opinion. So, Choupo-Moting is going in at our left mid slot. Okay. So, it's an okay team so far. It's not too bad. Not too bad. Now, right mid. Let's get these guys involved. Oh, by the way, who would be your choice for left mid? I didn't really ask it on that one. Who would you go with? Right mid. Right forward. Right wing. Okay. Redmond could be quite expensive purely because of his pace. Yep. You're going with Redmond? Mm-hmm. And Nick, I agree. I agree. If skills are back, Bufala's a decent shout. This is true. He's very weak, but he's a nippy, skillful winger. Could be like a Tarapt back in the day. Ben Arthur. When they were decent players. Surprised with Albrighton's physical, to be honest. Because he gets stuck in. Gets stuck in. Some will be very expensive. Yep. Arno will be expensive. Probably you're going with Izquierdo. Got to be Albrighton. Of course. Good choice. 132 thumbs up now. Thank you very much for the support so far. Let's see if we can get to 150. We're nearly there. You say Izquierdo, Morales, Redmond. I told you, I personally believe Izquierdo is going to be in the majority of starter squads that you're going to come up against. Purely because a lot of people are just going to go for the pace. When they start out, it's like when I get to striker, I'm not going to be very surprised if a lot of people say like Musa and people like that. So, let's go for right mid, shall we? Let's go to the second page and show you what we've got over here. So, right, same thing as before. Anyone that's 90 plus pace at the start is going to be expensive as hell. Okay? And so, you're pretty much looking for someone between, really, like 75, 85-ish pace as people that aren't going to be that expensive. So, for me, I also don't think that just having pace is going to be good enough. Especially if you don't have like the crossing stats and stuff like that. This year, that's what you need. It feels like. So, for me, that's gonna rule out Markovic, Narsing, Atsu, people like that. The opportunities that you've got on this page, by the way, Musonda 5-star, 5-star is pretty epic. But again, that's gonna it's gonna make him insanely overpriced for that. Right there. Now, the guy that I would ideally go with is on this page, but I feel like he's going to be a hell of a lot of coins because his stats are actually really good. And that would be Sissoko right here. Just because he's an absolute machine, like 70 plus in every stat on a wide card is crazy. And 85 physical. But again, surely he's going to be really expensive because of how good the stats are. Again, if he's not, that is 100% my starting right mid. No doubt about it. But I'm assuming he's going to have a decent price to him. So then, the question is, what kind of thing do you go for? Would Phillips be super expensive? Now, he's not got 90 pace, but he's still got a hell of a lot. So will that make him too expensive? He's also got 70 plus physical. His shooting's good, his passing is really good, and his dribbling is solid as well. So again, Sissoko would probably be first choice. Phillips may be second choice. But I just don't know if he's going to be too expensive or not to have him in a starting team. So for now, we're going to push him aside. Maybe we'll bring him back in a second. But I don't know. So obviously, again, these guys up here, just no. Mkhitaryan, Willian, they're going to be too expensive. Bernardo Silva just doesn't look great. Neither does someone like Pedro or Riyad. Salah's going to be stupidly expensive. Same with Sterling. Shaqiri, if he kept his strength, would be okay. The Ox with his physical is actually quite interesting. It's a bit like Phillips. He's got great pace. He's got good physical as well. He's an okay shout. But if we're going for someone a little bit more well-rounded, Andre Ayew here, 70 plus in the 5 stats there, nearly 75 plus in all 5 of those, is really, really solid. And Chadley is exactly the same. He is actually 75 plus in the 5 stats. So I think for my starter squad, if these 2 cards are expensive, then for me, I think it might be one of these 2. I believe Amrabat's gone back to Spain, right? So he won't be here. Otherwise, he would also be another contender in this same sort of boat of having well evened out stats. Lingard's sort of pushing it. If he had a little bit more physical, maybe. Again, if you want a little bit more pace to sacrifice another stat, Lingard may be a decent choice for you. Because again, he's quick. He's just not insanely 90 pace quick. So I think for me, again, to be on the safe side, to get someone that is quite strong, that's got enough pace, that's also good going forward, but also defensively can put a foot in and get involved, I think my first player is going to be one of these 2. And I think if I had to pick, I would potentially go with Chadley right here. If we quickly look at his 17 card, right here, boom. He did have a 4-star weak foot as well, which was solid. 3-star skills. If he kept that, that'd be good. He's 6'2". Scroll down, there you go. So, the guy's a bit of a beast. And again, a bit like Choupo-Moting, he's got like 80 pace. They're very similar players on the wide front, these 2 guys. Which is why I feel like they would be a decent match in the team, because you're not going to have completely different things on either side. It's not like one is super pacey and one's just a tank. They're just both quite well-rounded players. So I think they look okay. And again, if pace isn't insanely important, then their cards are great for starting teams. If Choupo-Moting had Chadley's passing, then it'd be really, really good. Why was Chadley's informed so much last year? Because he came out in the first week, so he was quite rare, and then he was needed in... He was used in the Hazard... Or was it Hazard that got it first? Pretty much you needed a Belgian inform. I think it was Hazard before Lukaku, right? I could be wrong. Maybe I can't remember. You needed a Belgian inform. And so a lot of people used him, and because his card was out in the first week, it meant that there weren't many of him, and so he pretty much went extinct. So then when ones did come back on the market, there just weren't many of them, so they could bump up the price and control it like that. Fantasy deadline in 1 hour. Yes, I've already done my teams, but if you haven't done your fantasy football teams, there is Friday night football today. It's Bournemouth v Brighton at 8 o'clock. So your deadline is at 7 o'clock. For people that may not have realised that, you've got 55 minutes to sort out your team and transfers before it shuts for this weekend. Just, it's a good shout to let people know, because I assume some people that, have not realised that. Oh, dearie me. Changed a lot since the beta. Yep. What have you missed so far? We've just been going through the positions so far, what people think are the realistic starting options in each one and what they're going to go for. We are working our way through. We are nearly at 150 likes, so we've got like 13 people to go. If you do want to support us, help us out by doing that, that would be appreciated. Our full aim today is to get to 200 likes. I don't know if it's going to be possible, but we'll see. We have the faith in the people that are watching, okay? So, let's go to our CDMs, okay? So for this one, I'm going to put CDMs in as well as centre mids. Because there are some centre mids that can definitely play at CDM as well. So to start things off, obviously you're not going to get any of the top row to start off because they're going to be massively overpriced. Whilst you'd love to have Kante or even someone like Matic, he was that kind of guy. Like I said about Mane earlier, he's the middle tier. You go from someone like, I started with, for example, Wanyama, then you'd go to Matic, then you'd go to Pogba or whatever. I think that's going to be the same this year. And again, same as Idrissa Gana Gueye, he's going to be expensive. People may look at this and think, oh yeah, he's a decent starter. He's only 83 rated, but he's got good stats. He's going to be expensive because he's basically the cheap version of Kante. So yeah, it's not as simple as just saying, oh yeah, I'll get him to start off. Excuse me. So the question is, where is the cutoff? If you want someone that's really, really well rounded, then there's quite a few decent players here this year. You've got like Henderson, even Roque Mensa right there is not bad. Bakayoko, Fernandinho, all very, very well-rounded players. Like 70 plus in pretty much all of their stats. Now, the question is just how expensive are they going to be? Is someone like Wanyama going to be expensive as an 82 rated? Or are people going to be put off by his pace? If they are, then this card may potentially jump straight into my team. Because he was incredible last year. He was one of the most underrated players, I thought. He was an absolute god. And I used him for a very, very long time. I would not hesitate to use him again. Because, like, his physicality is just insane. But, yet again, I have to make the same points. Are the stats that were important in 17 going to be as important in 18? If physicality and the use of the LT button isn't as good, Wanyama won't be as good, and his lack of pace will actually potentially make a difference this year. So, if that is the case, then you may be more inclined to go for someone like Fernandinho that's got 70 plus in everything. You know he's going to be decent at all aspects, okay? Schmeidlin was good for you in 17. You had the one to watch. Wanyama with 91 physical. Yes. Again, Roque Mensa is getting a couple of shouts. He's not bad. He's not bad, is he? We're now 7 thumbs up away from 150 likes. We are on our way. Thank you very, very much for the support so far. I'm going to skip all the way to the end here. And just so that people can see, because some of you may not have looked this far down at like the lower rated players, seeing that some of them are actually pretty goddamn good. So the first one to pick out for me is Daniel Amartey. His silver centre-back card last year was in my top 5 centre-backs in the entire game, despite him being a silver, and he was the best silver card in the game for me. Now he's a gold CDM. This card is solid. Like, the only reason why I'm not putting him into my team instantly is surely a lot of people are going to see this card and think that, oh my god, he's a beast. I want him in my team as well, so they're going to buy him. Someone with 70 plus pace and 85 plus physical in a starter team would be the dream. But are a lot of people going to put him in? We'll have to wait and see. Renato Sanchez, a lot of people are probably going to say, but the thing is with him, he's just going to be overpriced, right? Because of the fact that so many people used him last year, and the fact that so many people thought that he was the best starting centre mid or CDM that there was, along with Kante, I feel like Sanchez is going to be massively overpriced just because of how good he was last year. Whereas Amati, it's a new card. A lot of people probably won't even think about looking for it. I don't know. It's he may get chucked in right there. Next page. Even Mendy. Again, our centre mid / CDMs are really, really good this year. Mendy is also another option if you want someone that's a bit better at passing as well. Delph, quite well rounded. Gonna be super cheap. Other than the fact he's English, hopefully that doesn't push him up a little bit too much. Now, Kuyate is basically a faster, slightly weaker version of Wanyama. So, if you're willing to sacrifice a bit of the strength for pace, then this is Kuyate right here. Leroy Fer, another one that is very, very well-rounded. Okay, 70 plus in everything. Whilst it would be incredibly easy to chuck him into your team, because of those stats, he's probably going to be expensive. I've actually just realised Mendy won't even be in packs as a Leicester player. He'll be a Nice player, so completely wipe him. He's not here. But yeah, Leroy Fer is solid. Next up, other than the guy that we're definitely going to be putting in here, we're onto this page now. Emre Can is another one whose stats are really good. He's got a downgrade, but his stats are still solid. Now, I feel like Chan's going to be quite expensive. Because people used him, they used his informs and stuff like that last year, and they realised how good he was and how much of a tank he was. So, that's why I'm not going with Emre Can. Purely because I think he'll be expensive. Dembele would be the dream, but he's just underrated in terms of his 82. That should be like 84, 85 at least. The guy's incredible, and his stats live up to a much higher rating than what he is. Again, you could go with someone like McCarthy. There's a lot of players that fit in here. A lot. Even Pereira, if you want someone that can play sort of deep, he's got nearly 70 defending and physical, got a decent pace, but he can go forward with that passing, dribbling and shooting as well. Ebora is a bit like Wanyama. If you're willing to sacrifice pace, all of his other stats are good. Okay? And then we go back to the first page. So for me, I'm going to go with the Marty over here. And then the guy that I feel is going to be in a lot of teams, including mine, is going to be Ndidi. Partially because he's a Leicester player, of course. But his stats are really, really good. And for a 77 rated, he's going to be packed a hell of a lot. So, surely he's not going to be super expensive. I mean, you'd hope so. So, it's a Leicester midfield for me of a Marty and Ndidi. And they both look like absolute machines in the middle. And I hope that they perform that well. Weaker still will have 87 plus strength. Yeah. Do you know when you get early access for FIFA 18, is it also on Xbox One? It's only on Xbox One, yes. And it... EA access starts on the 21st. And that's only on Xbox One. If you've pre-ordered the Ronaldo or Icon Edition, then you get early access starting on the 26th on all the platforms, right? Didn't even talk about Lamina. Nope. I did not. I did not. And again, why haven't you considered Sanchez? I just told you exactly why. He's going to be massively overpriced. Massively. Sort of stream would be cool to fill the dead days before FIFA 18. That's the entire point. And I hope that people enjoy it, man. I hope that people do enjoy it. Again, we are still 7 thumbs up away from 150 likes. We're nearly there, guys. If you want to support us to that, that would be ideal. We're trying to get to 200 today. I know these days before the game comes out are pretty dead. I appreciate anyone that tunes in and supports the stream, even by taking time out of your day to watch something before the full game is here. I know you're just... you're ready for it as much as I am, and everybody is feeling exactly the same thing. Will I be playing with this formation, and why if so? Yes, because I feel it will be decent. Simple as that. Simple as that, really. And Ndidi offers good height as well. And Ndidi's just a god in real life. And his card actually sort of reflects a bit more his real life attributes. But yeah, 6'2" is not bad at all. 146 likes now. 4 to go. I know there's some people that have just tuned in. We're relying on you. Okay, let's go for a cam, shall we? Let's go for a centre attacking mid. Boom. So, excuse me. For me, there's 2 different options here that I would consider. And I don't know exactly which one I'd go with right now. So, I think it all comes down to really, do you want a bit more pace and agility, or do you want someone that's better at shooting and a bit more physical for your centre attacking mid spot? Obviously, the dream is to have pretty much all of that in someone like a De Bruyne or an Eriksen, right? But you're not going to be able to get those guys. So, either you go with like a Gylfi kind of guy that's a little bit slower, but he's got good shooting, good passing, can link up the play, and he's got the physicality. Or you get yourself someone like a Lanzini, who's got pace, dribbling, not as much physical, still decent shooting and passing though. So, which kind of player are you more likely to go towards? What would be your cam out of what we have here? Who would you go with? You could, again, go for a bit of a mix. So Barkley is well-rounded. You've got 70 plus in each of these stats with decent dribbling. It's not a bad card at all. You could even chuck in a centre mid, right? So, someone like a Wijnaldum is down as a centre mid. That could be a great cam card. I don't know. It may be quite expensive though, because he's got 280 plus stats, and then the other 3 are good. It may be quite expensive. Then you've got someone like Klaassen who's down as a centre mid, but he's got good shooting and he's got good stats around him. If he's not super expensive, this is a really, really good cam card. But again, we don't know if that's just going to be too much. Again, someone like Pereira. His downside is that he doesn't have insane shooting, but it's still good. He's got good pace, dribbling, and passing as well. So it's really what kind of player you want in that position. There's quite a few different options, which is quite nice to have. You could go with Drinkwater, despite him. He was really bad in 17. I don't think he's going to be any better in this. He's more defensive-minded as well. You definitely wouldn't put him at cam. Did your research on Rainbow Six and it's not split screen? Well, that sucks. Is there a Premier League game tonight? Yes, Bournemouth v Brighton. Sigurdsson, one of the best cams for you last year. Picked him up for 1.6k at the start. Nice. Ayezi Perez should be a gold. What rating is Vardy? 81. Remy converted. The only thing is that conversion cards are going to be quite expensive at the start of the game. Going to be quite expensive. So for me, again, to sort of play it safe, I'm tempted to go for someone like Ross Barkley here. The only issue is that he might be overpriced because of his nationality. So maybe I'd have to go for somebody different instead, you know. He was my pick. But now thinking about that, I'm tempted. Like, I still don't think someone like Gylfi is going to be super expensive, you know. I still don't think he is. I think it's a difficult pick, the cam. This is probably the most difficult out of all of them because there's so many different options for different play styles. And again, right now, it's difficult to say what exactly is going to be the most important stats for that cam. Because I liked physical cams, really. Which is why I loved Payet, I loved Perisic, players like that. Even when I used to bring on, like as a sub, like Diego Costa or something. There'd be a tank there. I don't know whether that's going to be the same this year. If it is, then I'd probably pick Wayne, to be honest with you. Whilst his pace still isn't that bad, it's nearly 70. He's still got good stats in the other areas. So I think, again, to play it safe, we're going to go for someone a little bit more well-rounded. So we're looking at Afellay here. We're also looking at Moy. Even Defoe, he's got solid defensive stats as well. Thing is, Afellay might be 4-star, right? He was last year, correct? 4-star skills? He was 4-star, 4-star. Want someone that can do the basics, someone like Wayne, Klaassen, or Moy will be fine. Yeah, this is true. But if 4-star, 4-star is still true on Afellay, that could be a decent... Like, the thing is, because my midfield's quite defensive, right? I've got 2 tanks here that will try and play it forward, and then they can give it to like the forwards that are a little bit more nippy, agile, etc, etc. So I think Afellay would provide a bit of a contrast between the base of the midfield and the forward, which could be quite nice. And again, we go from defensive-minded mids to well-rounded players on our wide men to a bit more, again, nippy, agile cam. Could be good. Again, to have a range of players in our squad. Now, if it turns out that that doesn't work, then we've just shown in every single one of these positions that there are so many variables. Like, I could easily switch out Afellay for like probably 10 different players that we've just talked about there. And there wouldn't be that much price difference, and it would provide a different aspect to the team. So it's not difficult to make a change here. Now, striker is the interesting one for me, because right now, I personally don't think it's possible for me to even say what kind of striker I want. So I don't know what the hell to pick here. Because from playing the demo, it's like a pacey player can get away from slow defenders now. You actually notice that difference in the pace between like a Mertesacker and a Jamie Vardy. You'll feel that. Whereas before, they'd still somehow, because of the ridiculous effect of physicality, be able to just somehow get the ball off you. So pace is solid, but crossing is back, right? Which really makes me want to pick Slimani. Really, really does. So I don't know. Why put FIFA 18 in the title when it's not FIFA, it's FootWiz? Because it's a FIFA 18 Premier League starter team? What do you mean? That doesn't make any sense, to be honest with you, dude. Now, again, there's a lot of choices here. There's a lot of choices. You start off down here, even someone like Iheanacho. Pace. Oops. Okay shooting. Callum Wilson, exactly the same. Dwight Gale, pretty much the same. If you want someone very well-rounded, I use the guy. Shane Long, 80 plus pace and physical. Interesting. Again, Musa is going to be, again, still insanely popular from people that are just abusing pace. Hixify, if you've got your starter squad, let me see it. I'd love to see everybody's. Again, we're not picking super expensive players because that would just be dumb. We're not going to be able to afford them. Not going to be able to afford them. Starting off with Bundesliga, La Liga, Liga NOS team. Again, in the next couple of days, we're going to be looking at different leagues. We'll be going through them a little bit quicker than the Premier League, but this is the most popular. This is one that's going to cause the most discussion. Hence why we're taking a bit more time on this than we will on, for example, like Calcioe, etc. There's a lot more options here. We've got a couple more people join the stream as well. So welcome, welcome, welcome to all the new people. How are you doing? Hopefully you've had a good day. Hopefully you enjoy the daily streams as well. I appreciate the support. We're now over 150 likes, less than 50 away then from the big goal of 200 thumbs up. So again, here we go. An example of a player that could be okay, depending on his height. 6'3". You know what? That's actually a very, very good card. Meunier right there. He's got good pace and good shooting with 80 plus physicality. He's 6'3". With crossing potentially being important this year, he's still quite quick. And again, got decent finishing and stuff. That's not a bad card at all. Not bad. Okay. I think a lot of people are going to be looking at Andre Gray again. Because, yet again, he's got great pace and he's got good physicality. So, I feel like he's going to be quite popular at the start. And again, that would not surprise me in the slightest. What other way can you send your team that isn't Twitter? That's pretty much the only way to really send it. Unless you send it in an Xbox screenshot, really. Do you think it'd be cheaper to make a start team from other leagues than Premier League? Obviously, yes. Premier League is overpriced. Overpriced. You'd spend money on King, 82 finishing. Oh, that's a good thing, actually. So, in a striker... Let's go with... Is that an inform? It is an inform. 72. He's only got 2-star and 3-star. See, again, that's a bit of a... That's not the greatest in the world. Medium, medium, 2-star, 3-star. These are things that may potentially be interesting as well. Big things! Why are you still here? You don't understand the meaning of a starter team. Please leave or use your brain. One of the two options. They're both available to you. Are you going to spend any real money on FIFA 18? The plan is right now, no. I don't think so. 162 likes that bumped us up to as well. We are nearly there. We are very nearly there. Less than 40 people to go. I appreciate that. So, next page. What have we got here? Doof. Interesting. Jansen's gone. Ings. Shinji. Shinji's actually quite well rounded, but he's a midget. So, doesn't really help. Origi is out. Did Origi get sent out on loan? Or is he still here? If he's still here, that's not that bad. That is not that bad. He's 6'1". Did he go up or did he get a downgrade? Let's assume that he got a downgrade because he just didn't play. 4-star, 3-star. High medium, 6'1". Had like 80 strength. This is not a bad card. But is he still there? Or did he get loaned out or something? I feel in my head that he got loaned out. Which is a bit of a downer, because that's one of the best ones so far. He's at Wolfsburg. God damn it. We're getting ruined. We're getting ruined by transfers and stuff. Rashford's going to be overpriced, just because it's Rashford. Welbeck. Right, Rondon. Rondon is a bit like Meunier. The only thing is, again, the downside to his card is going to be skill moves and stuff. But he has got 3-star, 4-star. Obviously 6'2". The guy is a machine. 90-ish pace. Strength. Decent pace. Especially if you've got a chem style on that boosts that. His shooting stats are okay as well. 85. We're assuming that his card is pretty much identical to last year, right? He's gone down a little bit in shooting. And down a tiny bit in pace. So we'll just assume they've both gone to 75, shooting, whatever. That's gone down to 80, etc. So like still 80-ish finishing and positioning, 80 ish shot power. This could be a decent card. 86 heading accuracy as well. So let's say that's still 80 plus. With like 90-ish strength. Rondon's not looking like a bad card right there. Not bad at all. Batshuayi. A lot of people saying Antonio. Again, Antonio, where is he? How have I gone past him? Here he is. Antonio, I feel like he's not 6 foot, which isn't the greatest if you want to whip up some crosses and everything. But the thing is, he's one of those players that everybody is already hyping up. Like, loads of YouTubers and stuff have done videos like, oh, he's going to be the cheap beast this year. He's going to be overpriced because of that and because he's English. He's not going to be as cheap as people think. I really, really doubt it. And let's very quickly look at his shooting stats from last year. So he's gone up to 74 shooting. He had 73 before. So he had about 75 positioning, 73 finishing. Not as good as the others. Shot power is a lot less as well. The reason his shooting is as high as it is because he's got decent penalties and volleys compared to other people where they're normally quite bad. He's still got good strength and heading accuracy though, to be fair. So that's not bad. But it's just that he's not even 6 foot. I feel like Antonio will be common, but it sort of looks like he's going to be a little bit overhyped. His pace took a downgrade as well. We'll see. We'll see. I still personally would have Rondon over him. And then I feel like we get to the point where these guys are going to be a little bit too expensive. So someone like a Benteke is probably going to be... He's going to be similar to Rondon, but he's going to cost a lot more. Slimani, again, is not bad. But is he going to be bought by people that are obsessed with physicality and heading, and so his price is going to be higher, and because he's an 82, he's not going to be as easily packed. I feel like one card that's a bit poor is Hernandez. Not really happy with that. I feel like that should be better than it is. I feel like it should be a little bit better. So if heading was by far the best thing, I honestly think I would go with Islam. Because he's just so good at it. I think for now, my main man up front may be Rondon. Because his stats are pretty good. Kuroko, thank you very much for sending people over. I appreciate the support. If you are just tuning in from that or just joining the stream in any way, please help us out before the end of this. We're aiming to get 200 thumbs up. We only need 30 people to go. We're very, very nearly there. Thank you very much, everybody, though. We are nearly there. Rashford. Oh, yeah. Rashford is going to be expensive. Way more than he should be. Way, way more. But yeah, to the people that are joining from that, I appreciate you sending people over. All I ask from you is that you support the stream. That is it. I don't say that everyone needs to subscribe and all that stuff. It's fine. It's fine. Lukaku's card looks sick. Well, yeah, he looks like one of the best strikers in the game. So, as it stands, this may be the team that I start with. Or very, very similar. Again, I'm still going to play a little bit more of the demo. And so I may change some thoughts about what stats are going to be the most important in certain positions. Made accounts of himself. If he did, then that is very, very sad. But if you hit the thumbs up on those accounts, then I don't care. You pack him, you'll sell him by Dembele the God. Could do that. How much do you think this team will cost? I have no idea. Each player is going to cost a few thousand coins. But I don't think they're going to be insanely expensive. Like, there will be players that are very similar rated, but because they've got one stat, that instead of being a well-rounded card, for example, like a Chadley, you may get someone that's got like 91 pace on the wing. And they're going to be like 10,000 coins plus, purely because of the pace, because people are obsessed with it. And again, as we noted before, I've not got any English players, because I feel they're going to be overpriced as well. So I've tried to sort of stay away from that, because they're going to be more expensive. So I hope that it's not super expensive, but we'll have to wait and see. This is Nick's starter team. Oh, good old Liga 1. Can you even see all of that? Oh, you can't see the right-hand side. Why is it the other way round? Why is it not like mine, where this is on the... So you've got Tovan on the right, for people that can't see. Not bad. Seri is going to be a tank this year. Especially with a 4-star weak foot, people are going to underestimate him. Kazawa's an 80. There you go. There you go. You could put together a starter. Again, I will be doing teams from different leagues as well in the next couple of days. That's what we're going to be doing. I just thought today I would start off with the Premier League because it's the most... It's the most popular league that most people are going to be starting with. And I wanted to put in some players to try and give you options, right? Because again, if you go to people's videos, I assume there's going to be a lot of people that pop up in loads of them. For example, Michael Antonio, right? Wayne Rooney. But I think these people are going to be a little bit more expensive than what we're looking for. And again, if some of these cost more than I anticipate they will, then I'll get rid of them. Because in every single one of these positions, we had backups and other players that can easily fill that void. For example, Zappacosta, because he's got over 80 pace, may be a little bit too costly. And so we'd replace him for somebody else. We'll have to wait and see. How's my day been? Good, thank you. Hopefully you've had a good day as well. And hopefully you enjoy this just chilled out, relaxed stream, right? That's the whole point of this one. We're now 22 likes away from hitting 200 today. Do you think we can do it on this sort of, again, chilled out, just relaxing stream? If we could, that would be amazing. Let's see what support we can get towards the end of this stream. So, I think that out of all of these players that I've put in here, the most common ones that you're going to see in other people's teams are maybe Amati/Ndidi and then Zappacosta. But again, there's so many players that you could easily put in at right back instead. Like Danilo, Trippier, Janmat, Manquillo, Loughton. Like, it's not an issue right here. It's really, really not an issue. So, if he is expensive, I will instantly just swap him out. And let's just say it'd be something like that. Right? Or whatever. It's not going to be difficult. And I think a lot of people need to actually understand this. You've got to have a backup plan. If it turns out that you think, oh, you've got this incredible idea in your head of this gem that nobody else is going to think about, have a backup. Because if it turns out that that player is super common in people's squads and ideas, then they're going to be more expensive than you think. And you may want to get somebody else. Why are your wingers so slow? Because I want well-rounded players. Fast wingers are going to be stupidly expensive. Stupidly expensive. And so I want players that can do a bit of everything. Because right now, I don't know whether pace is going to be insanely important on the wing, or whether people that can do a bit of everything are going to be much better. Maybe you need physicality. Maybe you need that good passing ability and good dribbling. I don't really know right now. How do you make PlayStation downloads load quicker? Get quicker internet, I guess. Going to be amazing this year. So many options for building Prem teams. Yep. Where are the common gold cards? I assume that some of these are going to be common golds. I don't know why they aren't common golds on the website, though. It doesn't make much sense. Why not start with the silver team? I said that this is going to be, for me, a starter team is what you aim as your first squad. And then you build from that. You don't aim for your first squad as a decent bronze team or silver team. It's like your first gold team. And then you build up from that and try and improve it. That's why I went with this today. And also, gold players will potentially be cheaper than silver players because of the amount of gold packs being opened compared to silvers. Antonio at striker will be incredible. I really disagree. I really disagree. I just don't... I don't get it. His finishing stats and stuff like that are just not incredible. Abbott, I'll take that accolade. It's good enough for me. Even if you'd said 20th, it's good enough. But yeah, people are banging on about Antonio. Him, Izquierdo, players like that are going to pop up so much. So much. Just me, you notice how narrow they've made that. What, on the website? Does it really matter? It might be different in game. But yeah, striker Antonio, the thing I understand the least is why he's a striker. I don't get it. Did he actually play most of his games at striker last season? Let's very quickly get this. Michail Antonio stats. In game, I mean. I haven't looked at it. WhoScored.com maybe? Playing positions. That's this season. How do we change it? How do we change it to last year? I feel like I'm missing something very, very simple here. History? 2016-17 here. Can we... Does that just take us to West Ham? Yes, it does. I feel like there's got to be a way to look at this. I swear we looked at this for someone the other day. Maybe we just have to put in 16-17 stats. No. Premier League? Why can't you... Right, here we go. 16-17. No, this isn't going to tell us where he plays, though, is it? For goodness sake. Hi, I subbed. That's good. You probably didn't, because it's just on another account. Soccerbase.com. Why is this so difficult to find? Football statistics. Squawker. Stats. Right. 16-17. Why don't you just have standard stats of where they played? I don't understand. I don't get it. Transfer market. Oh. Okay. So, performance data, can we see it from last year though? Again, there's got to be a way. All seasons. Select season, 16-17, boom. (16-17) played positions. Centre forward 9, right mid 14. So why is he a striker then? If the majority of his games were played at right mid, let's say on the right hand side he played like 16 games. He then played 10 games through the middle. At a push 11 if you're including Cam as a striker. Why? Why is he up front then? Like, these are the kind of things that just make you think, what are they doing? What are they doing with their decision making? Where's the logic here? Centum is literally next to the CDM and CM. Interesting. There's a review that says he stays in defence. Who? Pretty sure started at right back, right mid, but moved to striker during games. Maybe. 9 goals suggests he played a striker. Why does it? There's a Brighton fan. What do you think the score will be? I have no idea. I'll watch it, but we'll see. We will see. What are we up to, though? We've got, 180 thumbs up. You know what? If you're just tuning into today's stream and you want to help us out, we need 20 of you people that are just joining. And then we are good for our targets today. What streams will I be doing between now and release of FIFA 18? Things like this. Chilling out, looking at squads, looking at players. I'll also either be doing a stream or uploading a video detailing my plans and stuff like that for FIFA 18, what my series are going to be, etc, etc, so that people have an idea before we begin of what are the kind of things that you're going to be expecting on the channel when the game is actually released, rather than just thinking, oh, maybe he's going to do a Road to Glory, but what the hell is his plan going to be in it? Blah, 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 blah. I hope I can clear up questions like that. So you know what? If you want to help me out with that, I would say send me a tweet of what you think may be a common question to do with things that I'm going to do in FIFA 18 in terms of streams, YouTube, etc. What do you think people might be interested in? If you've got any ideas, then tweet them to me. And that would be very, very handy. 184 likes now. 16 to go. We're nearly there. Have you seen Izquierdo's card? He should play left mid. He is a left mid or left wing. What do you mean? I've chosen these players based on trying to choose what I don't think is going to be super expensive. That's the whole point of a starter team. You can't put the guys that are going to cost like 20,000 coins in a starter team. That's how much the whole squad needs to ideally cost. It may be more, but there you go. Could do a crash stream meanwhile as well. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Will I be trading often? At the start, potentially. Yes, to try and get some coins to get this kind of squad. I would ideally like to have this by the time the full game releases. So I've got like a week to do that in early access and web app of playing games and trading. I feel that's potentially doable. Maybe even a better team. Or maybe 2 teams. We'll see. Kolasinac. I don't think you understand what a starter squad is, dude. If you think Kolasinac is going to be in any. It's definitely not the case. Maybe you haven't seen his card. That's also another another thing that could have happened there. But he's not going anyone's starter team other than people that are spending thousands of pounds. 185 likes, 15 to go. We're nearly there. Thank you for the support so far. Well, let's quickly open up this. See if we can get to that 200 mark. We've got 10 minutes to go before 7 o'clock. Not bad. You do a live stream of new web app when it's released on Wednesday. The web app comes out on the Thursday now, not the Wednesday. So I doubt I will be doing a web app stream. I'll be straight into the early access. Because they come out on the same day now. Which is a bit of a shame. Normally my series starts out, my Road to Glory, or my... whatever you want to call it, Ultimate Team Journey or Road to Glory. I nearly always start that out with an episode on the web app, where I open up my returning packs and stuff like that. And then after a couple of episodes, we're into the early access and stuff like that, and we're playing the game. This time it's going to be a bit different, which is going to feel really weird. There you go. Are you going to invest in FIFA points or not? No. We've said this many, many times. Ox at centre mid? No. Stein says no pace. What do you mean? Just because there isn't someone with 90 plus pace? Nick, I don't know if that's going to happen, man. I honestly don't know if I'm going to do that. 186 likes now if you've just joined the stream. 14 people. That's all we need to hit the thumbs up. Hickle and anyone else there, welcome, welcome, welcome. How has your day been? Also, if you have got teams... if you have got starter teams, then send them to me. and I will have a look at some of them. Thought early access was on the 26th. EA Access starts on the 21st. Pre-order early access starts on the 26th. EA told you the web app is on 20th and companion app on 21st. Yep, then they delayed it by a day. Then they delayed it. So a couple of people have sent them, so we'll look at these. Again, why is it on the left-hand side, but on mine it's on the right? It makes it really annoying to try and show you. No 80 plus at right mid or left mid. Exactly, it's fine. It's fine. It's not needed. It's not needed. 192 likes now. Boom! 8 to go. Thank you for the support. So this is this guy's starter team. What's this, a 3-5-2? Antonio and Gale up front. Okay. Gone for the pace. Tadish at cam. Not bad. Coquelin. Ndidi. Again, I feel like he's going to be quite popular from people. Redmond, Balassi, Mbemba, Stones, Chambers. Interesting choice. Any reason you go with Chambers, like someone that's definitely going to be cheaper, and then someone that's definitely going to be more expensive rather than balancing it out? And then Pickford in goal. Okay. Okay. Does matter playing the demo. Again, the thing is, it's impossible to compare the demos to the actual game. We don't know how people are going to play and how important certain things are going to be compared to how they play against the computer. Whilst it may be pretty much exactly the same, we don't know. The only downside to this team that I would say for you, I mean, maybe you probably think it's perfectly fine, hence why you've built it, is I feel if you go with like a 5, these guys need to, they both need to be a bit more physical. I know that you've got 2 solid, like, defensive-minded mids. Balassi's fine because he's got the strength, but I feel like Redmond is not 5-star skills and 4-star weak foot. Why does it say that he... What was he last year? He was 4-star 3... Okay. I was just going to say, if he's been upgraded to that, then I've missed something there. But I feel you need wingers or wide men that can defend a bit more. Again, maybe you disagree. Which is where someone that's a bit more tanky would potentially work. Again, like a Chadley who's well-rounded. I guess Balassi's okay, again, because he's got decent physical. His defensive stats aren't incredible. But, okay, interesting. Then we've got this. Again, any more that you want to send me before we end this, please put them on Twitter. I'm not saying that this is 100% going to be my starter team, by the way. This is what would be my Premier League starter team. Over the next couple of days, I'm going to show you teams from different leagues as well, and then I'm potentially going to pick one from those. Maybe I will go with Prem, maybe I won't. We'll see. We will see. 193 likes, 7 people is all we need to hit the thumbs up now. You say you subbed, welcome to the channel, thank you very much, hopefully you enjoy the daily streams. Do I think your name is unique? No idea. Probably won't be having a team to build before you make it, just look at who is affordable at the time. Fair enough. So, this is the kind of team right here that's going to be a hell of a lot more affordable. Not because the players are worse, but because the league is not going to be used by as many people. So, it's just going to be cheaper, right? Cerner, one of the most well-rounded right-backs in the game, should be more expensive than he will be. But, I tell you what, that's not bad. That's not bad. As a hybrid right here. Not too shabby. Shame that this guy's on 7 chem though. Is there no one you could put in here to get things to 10 chem? Or change formation or something so people get more links? Like maybe you can change formation so this guy links here, or... I don't know, I'm just trying to help out here. Smolov's card's not that bad to start off, is it? It's a decent team. It's a decent team. Fair play. Something different. I like it. What's Vardy's pace? 91. Has there been a cheap German team? I'll show you in another day or two. Which elite player are you aiming to get first? I don't know. Nasu, I don't know. Again, I don't play enough to know. I do not know enough to know. We're now 2 thumbs up away from the 200 like mark. Boom! So, starter squad, 4-5-1. Okay. Oh, you'll be able to see all of this one as well. So, Tom Heaton in goal. Okay. Interesting choice to start things off. And then the rest. Cedric, again, looks decent. Cavacelle, Mangala's out on... No, Mangala is still here. That was someone else, wasn't it? Decent. Again, it's just whether a card like this is going to be a little bit overpriced or not. We'll have to wait and see. Olsen looks decent. Again, I said him earlier, it's just the case of whether having 80 plus pace is going to bump up your price. If it doesn't, this will be a solid cheap card, you know. Matty Phillips, again, exactly the same thing. Is he going to be expensive? If not, then he'd probably go in my team, potentially over Chadley. He's great. McCarthy's not bad. Defoe's not bad. Afellay as well. Morales getting a little bit more pace on the wings. And then Iheanacho up front. Any reason why you've chosen, I'm going to say, Iheanacho and Defoe rather than all of the other options that we have? Any particular reasons for these guys? Let me know. You rate that team, just the formation is a bit meh. Yeah, the thing is, again, with different gameplay mechanics on a new game, some formations that may have been terrible may be great this year and vice versa. Obviously, it's impossible to say. I hope that some of the formations that I didn't like last year are a little bit better this time. Elliot, we've already done that. I've already gone over all of the players in each position and reasons why you could pick certain players, who's going to potentially be expensive, who's not, etc, etc. If you pack Ronaldo and Vieira again this year, will you sell them or use them? Why the hell would I sell Vieira? Ronaldo? I don't know. But why would I sell Vieira? I think my main goal is going to be Prime Ronaldinho, or just any Ronaldinho. Maybe the Cam would be better than the Prime, I don't know. Ronaldinho, in some form, in a full icon team, I think is my final goal. Now, the good part about me setting that as a goal is that it's going to be... it's not going to be super difficult, you know? Ronaldinho will be expensive, but the non-prime versions of a lot of the icons aren't going to be insanely expensive. So it's not going to be incredibly difficult to get a full icon team, which means that I then have the option of, if I got that, then I can push it further. I can go for a full prime icon team or something like that, and it would be pretty goddamn cool. So I feel like it leaves itself to not being completed super early in the year, and it also means, again, that I can go for pretty much whatever the hell I want and then just chuck an icon in the team. That's the best part about Legends / Icons as a goal in your series, is I could go for a Premier League team or I could go for La Liga, Bundesliga. It literally makes no difference. I can chuck Ronaldinho in the team and he's getting full chemistry, and so is everybody around him. So that's another reason why I've been pushed towards icons as a target, because it gives me a bit more flexibility throughout the year, and it also means that I don't really need to do what I did last time, which was I ended up buying a hell of a lot of players for way more than I needed to buy them for, and didn't end up using them for months. This time, I can build up a good team that I can use in the weekend league or whatever, and then get some solid icons and chuck them in. So I think at first the aim is potentially just going to be full icon team with Ronaldinho in it. Then it may expand to more than that. Because in reality, in a weekend league team, I'm not going to want to use a bang average icon. I'd rather use someone that is just really, really good in that position. So again, it allows a bit of flexibility in both the end goal for the series. We can pretty much call it whenever I think that it's done. or add to it when I think that it needs more added to it. And again, it offers a lot of flexibility in the teams that I can make, the squads I can use throughout the year, and the different players that I can test out. And again, the most important thing is that it means I don't have to hold on to players in my club and just let them lose value. Because that is the worst part about the series last year. We still made millions and millions of coins from like FUT Champions and stuff, so it didn't really make any difference. Because we completed the series quite early on. But what it did mean is that I lost so much on players because I was just holding on, waiting until it got to the point where I would use that squad. So that will not be a problem this year, which should be pretty good. That's why you like the icons. You can put them in any team as long as you have the right position. They get full chem. Exactly. Why is that team so slow? It isn't slow. You're a massive pace whore if you think that someone like 77 pace is slow. It really isn't. Defending is insanely hard this year. I don't think pace is going to be as important as people think. I think better dribbling. If you can dribble well, I think that's going to be more important than having a pacey player. If you can put someone, like, make them go the wrong way with like a body feint or something, then go the right way, it's going to be a lot harder to defend than it once was, because everything is so much more manual defensively. Again, you say, why aren't these players fast? I still think they've got enough pace, but they've also got good dribbling. You've got 80 plus dribbling out on the wing here. You've got it in the middle. You've got pretty much 80 here, and over like nearly 75 up front as well. Is still good, in my opinion. I still need to improve at the game. And I'm still playing the demo a little bit. But I don't think that I'm going to require super pacey players at the start. I may be wrong, and if I am, then I change my team. It's as simple as that. This is the point of this whole discussion throughout the whole stream, is that there are so many different variables in each position in the Prem. This is why I started with it. Because again, if someone like Zappacosta isn't expensive, despite having good pace, then we go with him. But if he is, then we switch it back to someone like Yanmat. Right? And again, I've gone with people that have got less than 70 pace at centre-back that still look really good. But if 70 plus pace centre-backs aren't that expensive, then you can go with someone else. You can go with, like, I don't know, even a El Rojo or Rudiger, whatever. So this is a very carefully selected team that is being very cautious and safe. That is why a lot of the players in it are well-rounded, rather than specifically having one great stat. Again, for example, Izquierdo on the left-hand side has great pace, his physicality isn't insanely good, etc, etc. With a player that has either massive strength or massive pace, when they're not high rated, that means their other stats are pretty crap. Which is why I've gone for more well-rounded players. Again, just be on the safe side. Just be on the safe side. Sent your starter team on Twitter. I'll look at that in just a second. Does Yanmat have 5-star weak foot though? I can check. Well, we don't know on this game. What did he have on 17? He had 3-star, so I doubt it. Gonna be your striker. Can't do with them the 82 pace on wingers. And again, exactly what Nick says there. This is why I've picked players with like the stats that they do. For example, 69 pace on Winston Reid. People in their head think that 71 pace on a centre-back is super quick. Yet they don't think that 69 pace is quick. You're not using your brain there. But that's good for someone like me, because I can pick up that card for cheap. Yet someone with 2 more pace could be like 4 times the price or something stupid, just an example. Because people don't... I just don't understand people, really, is what I should say. But oh well. So, if anyone else has got a starter squad that they want to show me before the end, then tweet it to me, and I will look at that. Someone said that they sent something on Xbox. I will look at that off stream, and I'll respond to that for you on there. Don't worry. There are going to be players who look good who are non-rare. Only rare players as only cards we have seen being pulled. Yeah. The thing is, though, who can you think of that isn't on the website right now? Do you really think that every single one of these players is going to be a rare? I don't believe that. I don't believe every single one of these is rare. Why would you go from a 79 rated non-rare to a 78 rated rare? Again, Chadley. Why would you go from 78 non-rare to 78 rare? I don't believe all of these are going to be rare. I would not be shocked if half of this team is non-rare. But it's just how they're showing it on the website. I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know. 71 pace defenders aren't fast. You'd say 78 plus. You can use about 2 defenders in the game then. You don't need that much pace. That's ridiculous. 78 plus. You're crazy. So, you're only using Eric Bailly or Aspi from the Prem. Despite him being small and not having physicality, you'd use him over someone like Van Dijk. Right? Surely not. Surely not. Someone like Bailly is going to be one of the best centre-backs in the game. Because he's got everything. He's got the height, he's got pace, he's got defending and physical. But, like, oh dearie me. Have pace on fullbacks, do the chasing back. Oh, I really, really hope. Here's a question. You also say Koscielny, but 75 pace isn't fast, so he's useless. Don't know why you'd use him. Honestly, looking at these stats, why would you use Koscielny over Van Dijk? Koscielny's got 2 more pace, 2 more defending, which probably won't make any difference defensively. It's mainly going to be about how you press B and slide tackle and stuff. Yet he's got 7 less physical than Van Dijk. And he's smaller. Why? Why would you choose him over him? I don't get it. How tall is Van Dijk? 6'4". What's Koscielny? 6'1". I see zero reason to use this card over this card. I'd love to get your thoughts on it. Again, I'm not saying that you're completely wrong. I would just love to hear why anybody would choose that. Because to me, there's literally zero reason. Right, where is Rijderveld gone? He's a silver. Buy will be 50k at launch. Oh yeah, he's going to be ridiculous. He's going to be ridiculous. Did I click on this one? Ah, right. Okay. Oh, I looked at it but didn't actually say anything about it. So Narsing is the guy that you're going to see on the right-hand side. So pace, pace, pace is what we're seeing so far. Then in the midfield, Klaassen, again, not bad. Lamina, a little bit more well-rounded. And Ndidi, just the greatest centre-mid that's there right now. Cavaselli and Bemba, again, are they going to be expensive because of their pace or not? If they're not, then they're going to be in so many teams. Same with Zappacosta and Holebas. Ospina, interesting. Again, same thing with this team. I feel like this defence is going to be very expensive at the very start. Just because you're hitting limits with the pace. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. You feel like Rudiger could be really good this year. Don't think he'll be that expensive. Why use Rondon when you can use someone like Musa? Because pace isn't the be-all and end-all. This year, he's got 75 pace, right? With a chem style, that boosts up to like 80 plus. He's got nearly 80 shooting, good dribbling, 80 physical. The guy's got 3-star, 4-star, and he's 6'2". When crossing his back. That's why I've gone with Rondon. He's going to be a machine up front. Absolute machine. This guy, Edvard, you didn't actually link me your squad. You just linked me to the squad builder. Maybe you need to actually save your squad and try and link it again, because that did not work. Some people look at 90 pace like it's the only thing that matters. Yeah, pretty much. Gonna get it in November, December time, so hopefully players will be cheaper by then. Oh, of course they will. Power header trait as well. Yep. Again, people are going to sleep on players that just don't have the pace because they think that that's all that matters. We'll see. We'll see. Think you've got some better players like, yes, they won't be 1k, but Son, Chamber, etc. Those kind of players will be max 5k. You think Heung-min Son is going to be 5,000 coins? No. No. With 80 plus pace, dribbling and shooting, good passing, he's going to have a 5-star weak foot, 4-star skills. You think that's going to be less than 5k? No chance in hell. No. Not even close. He's going to be super expensive because of how good he was in FIFA 17. If he was crap in 17 and he just got this upgrade, maybe he'd be cheaper. But he's going to be a hell of a lot. Hell of a lot. Built a nice squad. How can you send it? Tweet it. Starter, but opening packs to start. That explains how you're going to afford someone like Vardy then. Right. So Walcott, Izquierdo, Vardy. Clearly pace is all that matters here. Midfield is a bit more tanky. Okay. Interesting. Would you not prefer to put... Oh, I don't know. Would you not... Oh, you want those more central, I guess. Casper in goal. I know you're a Leicester fan, but is he really going to be this good? Don't know. Christensen. Keane. Moreno. I'm not sure about Moreno and Christensen. Christensen doesn't look very good to me. But we'll see. Some will be like Martial, like 20k plus, yes. You meant Zaha. Ah, that's a bit different to Son. A little bit different to Son. Do you reckon Brady will have good free kick stats? I have no idea. Last year Shaqiri was 10k on release. Again, a lot of people underestimate and they just don't know how expensive people are at the start of the year. Like, again, the reason I have put in Choupo-Moting ahead of someone like Arnautovic, right, who's very similar, but a little bit better, is because Arnautovic is so well-rounded that he's going to be expensive at the start of the game. He's going to cost a lot. So, the whole point of this squad that I was building today is that this is hopefully going to be super affordable, right? I could easily bump up these players to the next step up. But then that's going to bump up their price quite a bit. This is pretty much what I want to get as soon as possible. And then I can upgrade from there. But this will do. This will do as a starter team. Right? That's the entire point of what a starter squad should be. And then, obviously, you'll start earning more coins and stuff like that. and then you can upgrade. So if you wanted to go from Choupo-Moting up to Arnautovic, you earn a few, however many thousand coins from playing games and stuff and using this team, then you get him. Simple. Simple. Right, last one then, I guess. Has anyone got any other any questions there? If you do, put them in the chat right now. Otherwise, we are going to close this up. Web app comes out on the 21st. You just like pace at the top, can get past players easier than a lot. Fair enough. Akraf, enough. Enough to get in. That's it. Why does it have to be BPL? Because that's the whole point of this stream compared to, for example, tomorrow's, where we'll probably look at different leagues like Santander, Calcio A and stuff like that. That would be why. So there you go. Right, last one then. So, the Ox, again, going for pace. King, Izquierdo, Wayne, Chan, Renato. Solid midfield. Zuma, again, another decent shout. Ake, a little bit small is the only real downside to him. Mendy and Trippier are okay, and Pickford's not bad. Are the ratings on screen real or predicted? Because Chan can't be 79. Yes, he is. These ratings are taken from the EA Capture event that people have been uploading videos from. So yes, Chan is 79. Don't know why, but there you go. Do you think Smalling will be cheap at the start? No. Not at all. He's going to be ridiculously expensive. Is that the one we just went on? I think it is. Oh. I mean... I only want Neymar the first month. Okay, so that'll be someone different at the very start, I assume. And then it will just be, what, a Brazil team. Jesus. Jesus is going to be expensive as well with 4-star, 4-star. Felipe Anderson. Neymar the first month. That's, unless you're putting in quite a bit of money, that's pushing it. He's going to be a hell of a lot of coins. Maybe pace won't be as important because a lot of players got a downgrade on pace. Yep. Again, hence why I've gone with well-rounded players rather than pure pace. Simple as that. There should be one more here, and then that will be that. So again, put final questions in the chat right now. I mean, you just haven't linked anything there. I don't think the EA Capture event stuff is certain to be right because Mane was still a right wing in all the pack openings. Nani was at Valencia. Yeah, some things could still change, but most of them are going to be final. Some things do change from in between that and the final game, but for the most part, things are the same. Obviously, people will transfer and they will change club or anything, but that doesn't change their stats or anything. Mane may have been changed from right wing to left wing, but his stats will stay the same. Okay? So there you go. CJ, obviously, you've been here for quite a while. Right, attempt number 2 at trying to tweak this one. Foothead. Cordoba, Bittencourt, Lens. Is it Besiktas? Interesting. Ozyakup. This Abraham is a decent guy every single year. He may very well pop up in mine when I do the German one. He is a beast. Will you stream the EA access? Obviously, yes. Elliot, I don't think you understand the word starter team. Or the word starter team. Please use your brain. Mercado's a centre-back now. Interesting. Not bad. Not bad. And again, I don't think people... I'm not gonna bother anymore. People don't use their brains when looking at starter squads, unfortunately. So I think that may be it for today. Tomorrow I'll probably do something similar because it's quite fun, right? So if we look at a couple of different leagues, maybe we'll look at like 2 more tomorrow, and then 2 more on Sunday, or something like that. And then Monday, I'll be pretty much telling everybody what is going to be happening on my channel and stuff throughout FIFA 18. Tuesday, maybe we'll do something similar, I don't know. But I think that's going to be it for today, because obviously there's some football in 40 minutes. I want to go and watch that, have some food as well. If you do have your starter team as well, then make sure to send it to me on Twitter or something like that, and I'll have a look at it. Not guaranteeing that I'll respond to the tweet, but I will look at everything that anybody sends. And maybe we'll talk about it on stream tomorrow or something like that. So don't worry if I don't respond. But yes, I think that's going to be that. Thank you very much, anyone that has watched this. Thank you, everyone that got us to over that 200 like target. I appreciate that. Hopefully you can tune in again tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have an awesome weekend. And I will see you at 8 o'clock tomorrow night after the football. Hopefully I can see you there. Good night and goodbye.